These are things that those who are applicable cases you must conform to. The reason you must conform to them is because you don't want to deal with the consequences of not conforming to something that you know is proper to do. And to do the opposite of what the principle suggests that you should do is to just invite consequences. Circumstances that is consequential. You're just inviting it. Why you run that red light? Now you have a wreck on your hand. Why do you eat the candy in the bed? Now you're getting a whipping. Why do you drink that chocolate milk? Now you have quiet time. Principles. Take your medicine. I feel all right. Okay, back to the hospital. Breaking the law. I want to make sure we understand the Bible is filled with principles. When you find a scripture that is instructive and filled with a direction, orders are given, then that's premised on certain principles, because results are gotten and results always come behind the obedience of a principle that is adhered to. If you don't run a red light and someone else run the red light and they have a wreck, there you are. See, you did not have a wreck. Why? Because you apply your senses to the principles that you know about. If you drive, you should know about the seatbelt principle. You have to understand. You may not know all economical principles. For instance, everybody who has a mortgage pays the mortgage. At the beginning of the mortgage, you're paying absolutely 70% sometimes interest. And then it goes down to 69, 68, etc. But there's a principle that says if your mortgage is $1,000 and you pay that 1,000 and then add another 100 towards your principal, now your amount saved over 30 years will be so great that you cannot imagine that $100 over 30 years, subtracting interest that you would pay on it, will be in the tens and 20 of thousands. Our race of people don't always know these kind of things. But you have to understand that. So I would suggest to any of you, if you got a mortgage to pay, it would not hurt you at all. You would save a lot of money, I mean thousands, if you just add another 100 or 50, any amount that you add to your original note and declare it as on my principle, against my principle, you have just saved more money than what you have just invested. I promise you that. Over the year, you will be surprised. So that's a principle. Now, some may not adhere to it, so I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those who say, wow, that's good. And then comes life. But I can't. But I can't because I don't, and I can't because, and then you'll go out and spend the same amount of money that you can invest to save money on junk. And most of it will end up going through our bodies into somewhere because we eat so much and we get ourselves in trouble. So when I ask you to practice the principle, because the principle is important, but asking you to practice, you'll have to know how important it is. I am suffering today all kind of muscular problems because I did not practice the principles of weightlifting. Boxing, basketball, football, baseball. I throw the baseball. I threw the football. I box with my arms. I have worked construction all my life, but my body was of such that it didn't show what very much body fat, so I had it going on. As a matter of fact, the other day I thought I heard my apex say, I'm still here. I'm still here. I just ignored it. I just ignored it because he's where he will be for the rest of life. But had I exercised my right to use those weights, I probably would have a stronger body as it relates to my joints and my muscles. There was a principle that said so, but I ignored the principle, so therefore I did not conform. It is impossible for you in your youthfulness or in your immaturity spiritually to know the importance of principles and you practicing principles, because to practice means you have to give up yourself to run up. And that coach of mine said to me, we're running figure eights, and I was a little bitty boy there. Everybody else big old, corn hustlers. They used to say, running figure eight. I was just running them figure eights like you would not believe.